Hello, allow me to introduce myself. This is Jay Clinton Hill. A lot of people call me Clinton. Uh, this is my very first recording, video recording, I guess. I'm going to try something new. And I just want to talk about just stuff that I experience that I draw lessons out of. And it's been helping me move forward. Excuse me, I can't talk. I'm like a mush mouth right now. Anyway, I want to talk about letting go and getting through grief, and most especially like the grief of losing a loved one. And at some point in time, we all go through this, you know, probably 99.9% of us. I mean, we're only human and we're made for love. We need to love and we need to receive love. I think love is something that feeds your soul or your spirit. It's a very powerful force, and it's a very powerful form of energy. I think, yeah, and it helps us to move forward in our lives, and it inspires us. And it's I don't know, you can't describe it. You're probably thinking this guy doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. I do, but maybe I just don't know how to express it. But here's what I want to say about love. I was reflecting upon the loss of someone that I love very deeply. And people around me in my life that I care about have experienced the loss of loved ones on different levels. Actually, two people that are very dear to me experienced the loss of a loved one through death, unexpected death at that. Two ladies I know, one related to me and the other one not related, but a good friend. And they both lost their husbands unexpectedly within a year of each other, too. And, they're going through it. And I can't imagine, what it would be like to lose someone that you love dearly. Another way you can lose someone is to be in a relationship with them. And sometimes things just don't work out for whatever reason. And, you go your separate ways. And that can be very painful too. So, but it's still not the same as losing a loved one. But you still go through similar things where the grief and the sense of loss and that empty feeling. And one thing I got, I'm just going to get straight to the point. One thing I got out of this a revelation a couple of days ago, I was in meditation or prayer, was that the grief is real. You can't deny that. And you can never push that aside. And there's always going to be that, if it was a deep loss, there's always going to be that sense of loss of a loved one. And when I say loss, I mean loss in the sense that, you can never get them back, or they're just not coming back, or maybe you don't want them back, whatever. But for some reason, you're not going to be reunited, at least not in this life. And I thought about it, and I also thought about what made me sad because they weren't there. And the thing that made me sad was that I no longer have the joy of experiencing this person in my life or sharing my life with this person. And more importantly, sharing my love with this person, maybe having that person share their love with me. And when two people love each other, I'm speaking in a romantic sense, but it doesn't even have to be that. It could be loss of a good friend too, or a brother, or just anyone, who you truly love. On any type of level. And the thing, like I said, that made me really sad was that I no longer get to experience that. So then I thought to myself, well, you know what? I should really be thankful and consider myself lucky that I got to share this love or these moments of joy that this person brought into my life. Like, it made me feel so good having them in my life And I'm so thankful that I got to experience that. And that enriched my life and it contributed to my happiness and my joy, regardless of whether they're here or not. They brought some meaning and some joy and happiness to my life. And they added value to my life, even if it was only for a moment. And so I said, I'm going to focus on that and be grateful for that. And once I made that mind shift or paradigm shift, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, however you want to phrase it, uh, for some reason, it made it easier to deal with the grief aspect, in that my gratitude for experiencing that love with this person far outweighed the grief that I had. And that, again, that's not to deny the fact that grief existed, but the power of gratitude and just the remembrance of the positivity of the love that we shared, or everything that was positive about our relationship, which is what made it joyful, and just something that just made my life, enriched my life. Yeah, that's very powerful, and it made it. I can't say it made it easier, but it made the loss more manageable, and it put things into perspective. And it also made me realize, from another sense, that hey, okay, this love is gone, and because I've loved many times, not a zillion, but I mean, I've been in and out of love. I'm 58 years old, so I've lived, and I've had my share of heartbreaks, and not that I'm proud of it, but maybe I've contributed to breaking someone else's heart too as well, in my own way. And it made me realize, hey, nothing's permanent, because this life, whether my life's not permanent, I'm going to pass on, and maybe move on to some other form, because we're all energy. But relationships, they have beginnings and they have ends. Everything in life has a beginning and an end. And whether you lose someone because they pass on to the next life, or pass away from this life, or whether you lose someone because they pass on to another stage in their existing life, uh, you know, that goes. But you also have the opportunity to experience love again, but maybe from a different source. And if you're willing to be open to that, there's no reason why you can't continue living and enjoying life. Because most of us, if you've been around here long enough, this won't be your first rodeo, or this ain't your first rodeo if you've had a broken heart. Maybe if you've lost someone, because they died, yeah, that's it too. That might be a new experience. I lost my mom and my dad. Not the same as a romantic love, but I miss my mom and I miss my dad. And yeah, they're not here anymore. But I'm glad that, I did have that time with them. Yeah. So, and the woman, that I love, if for some reason we don't make it, I'm glad I spent that time with her too. And then, even other people I've known, my puppy love, my first college love, as a freshman, oh, good Lord, man, 37 years ago or something. That's a long time. Anyway, just hope that helps, just maybe you can let go, in a sense, of the grief by embracing the gratitude for the experience of having that person in your life. And I hope that helps. This is my very first video, but anyway. Okay, good night. Thank you.